Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of FTL Faster Than Light. Today we're going to be starting a new game on the Advanced Edition. I have not had the time to play this though. I've been ever so busy and my plan was to, get used to the Advanced Edition and be able to play it well, but I really haven't had the time. So of the runs that I've done a few with the Osprey and I got, destroyed quite a few times. But with the Taurus I had this one really good run which I didn't get to finish. And I'm kind of thinking that this is the ship we should probably pick since I had a better run with that one. So don't expect me to get to the end. It is a lot harder on Advanced Edition. I haven't had the time to play this through and get there. But I thought together, who knows, we might be able to do it. You guys can, of course, let me know your feedback as I'm playing. Give me some tips and all of those things. It really does help. So with the Taurus, the strategy that we're going to be using, I don't even know. I don't think we're going to do a boarding one again. I'm just going to see what comes to us as we progress rather than try and force anything. So as always, let's pick a beacon that connects to a lot of other ones and see what happens. Let's also put some power on our engines. But first of all, let's read this. A rather large fleet of civilian ships are held up at this beacon. It appears to be a rebel checkpoint. Everyone is being inspected for possible ties to the Federation. No one has noticed you yet, so we can fend for ourselves, attack and escape. We can try and bribe them, or fly behind a moon and stay hidden. Well, fighting is what you want to do in this game. We want to collect scrap, so we're going to go into a fight. Let's see, this is going to be very basic. We're going to send out a drone and target their weapons. That is exactly what we're going to do. Really straightforward in the beginning, this is. So there we go, we've ionized the weapons, and at the moment it looks like this thing isn't firing at the right time. No, it is not. Let's use the hotkey and target the shields now that the weapons are down. And once they go down, there we go, the drone can fire. Excellent, that worked out well. Let's put that back on the weapons. One thing I would like to do is try and use the hotkeys more, but I really do just fall into bad habits when playing games of, doing the old thing of clicking down here. So yeah, the Advanced Edition is a lot harder. There are some extra things like mind control and hacking, and some of them didn't seem worthwhile. There's one you can do which is upgrading the med bay, and it allows you to clone your crew members, but the way it worked didn't really seem like it was worth it to me. Although I haven't tried it, that's one of the things you really need to do in this game, is try things to figure it out. So we have the repair burst. You see what I did there? I combined the words together. That's probably not going to be too useful for us, but we do have a weapon. We've also got a store down here. We don't have a lot of scrap. I think we might be wise. We could go back there then to this one and then make our way out somewhere over here. That should work out. Okay, so this one first, or even go back there. Yeah, let's do the free stops first. Okay. Want to maximise the amount of places we go to before the store. I don't know if that's really the best strategy, but that's what I do. Anyway, let's read. Soon after arriving in the system, you are hailed by a small cruiser.
Well, good fortune that we happen to run into each other. Nothing personal, but you have some information we need.
Okay, it looks like we're in a fight. As always, let's bring out the drone and target those weapons. And that thing fired at just the right time. Excellent. And that went on the shields. So this might be a quick and painless battle. Our shields are down, though. Let's see what happens. Yep, it's just going to be slow now. Their weapons are down. Oh, here come their shields, though, so we might have to retarget that. They are offering something that at this stage in the game looks pretty nice, 6 and 7. But not a lot of scrap. I've got to say, I'm tempted to accept that, but we're not going to. We'll see what we get just by destroying them. So here come their shields. Nope, that worked out nicely. The timing between these two is good at the moment. There we go, that was taken out quickly. So we've got 23. Do you know what? I think the actual offer we had before there was worth it. Anyway, it's not so bad, is it? We've got a distress beacon up the top there, but our plan is to go to this beacon, then to the one above the store. So, your jump leads to a remarkable binary star system. The view is beautiful, but there is nothing else around. Well, that is a nothing jump, so let's just go on to the next one quickly. And what awaits us here? You recognise the ships as well-known slave traders. He hails you and offers you labourers for cheap. We can buy one of them. We can attack them. What usually happens is you destroy one of these and then you get a crew member, so it should work out good for us. Let's target the weapons and bring up the drone. Again, not using the hotkeys there. I've got my hand on WASD, which isn't really necessary in this game, is it? Just a natural position for your hand, I guess. Okay, it's trying to get away, so we should probably... Well, it can't because its engines have been destroyed. I think we just need to let this one play out. There we go, they're offering up a crew member. It is either an NG or a Mantis. Apparently I've been getting those the wrong way around. And you know what, I'd like another crew member. We need someone to go on our shields. I'm going to accept that offer. 75 is going to do us well in the shop, I think, so that seems like a smart move. Let's find out what this guy is. He is an NG, so I've got to get it into my head that they are the NGs, not the Mantis. I think I've been getting those wrong. Anyway, you're going to go over there and we're going to save... Yeah, that one's saved. We're going to save our crew positions. Right, onto the store. Let's see what they have on offer. So, backup battery. That didn't look too powerful. Look, provides a 30-second power boost to your reactor. I don't know when that's necessary, probably later on in the game. The clone bay is the one that I didn't like. You see here it says automatically clones dead crew with skill penalty. Taking advantage of micro-cloning, crew heals partially every jump. Jump is passive and requires no power. You see, you get healed on jump and they don't heal. You don't have a med bay anymore. You've got no way of healing them except when they die, they clone. And it didn't sound very practical. However, the hacking one actually works really well, but that's too expensive. I have played around with that a little bit more. So we have a repair arm that allows us... Oh no, that's the one that repairs, not collects more scrap. Okay. An FTL jammer and a hacking stun. None of these seem really relevant at the moment. Okay, well that's just unfortunate. I don't think we need another crew member, so we will just stock up on fuel and be on our way. In fact, I feel like maybe what we should just do is also buy some power for our reactor and just put that on the engines. That gives us a little more dodge, and we can move forward over to this beacon down here. So, what awaits us here? A missile shoots across your bow when the jump completes. Your scans quickly reveal a ship with pirate markings pursuing an unknown vessel. The pirate hails you.
Damn it, we weren't expecting company. Stay out of this and you could profit.
We can accept a bribe, or we can be a hero. What are we going to do? Are we going to accept a bribe, or are we going to fight? There was no real question there. Let's do this. Let's bring up the drone. The timing looks right. There we go, the shield goes down, and oh, unfortunately he missed the shield. If we'd have got that, we'd been off to a really good start here. There we go. Well, the timing between the two is perfect at the moment, so this thing should be over. They are trying to bribe us again. Do you remember last time we didn't accept this, and we missed out on some fuel? The thing is, we've got a fair amount now. I think we're actually going to try and get some more scrap at this point. We do want to build up our ship as well as collecting fuel. And we're probably going to get next to nothing, can't we? Let's see. Just 32 scrap. That's not too bad, but pretty predictable that would happen.
Thank the heavens you showed up. We don't have much to offer as a reward, but our engineer should be proficient enough to patch your ship up a bit after that nasty fight.
What are you talking about? We didn't take a scratch, so we could have got our hull repaired there. That's why we play this with, you know, the hull. When it's damaged, we don't always heal it all the way back up, or repair it even, because sometimes you encounter those things, and by the time you get to the end fight, they repair your hull for you anyway, so it's just a way of saving scrap. Scans show a remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messaged you.
Stay out of this, or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on.
Attack the pirate ship, or ignore them. We're going to attack them. You asked for it, and they pull away from the planet and move in to engage. Okay, so targeting their weapons, bring on the drone, the timing should be right. And boom. Oh, it missed. But that's the strategy there, isn't it? Just a little bit of a delay before activating the drone, and then the timing works out well. So they're not going to be able to get away anytime soon. Their helm is down. Their weapons are down. I think we'll target their shield now, because the timing's gone out of sync. There we go, back on weapons, because that thing's about to come back up, and they're destroyed before they can even get a shot away. Awesome, 23 scrap, that's not bad. Also a drone part, that's actually pretty good, the drone parts. With the pirates gone, you signal the station.
We appreciate what you've done, but there'll just be another ship looking to profit from our isolation soon enough. Sorry we can't give you any more.
Well, that'll do, that's nice, an extra 10 scrap. How much do we need for our shields? We want to get that upgraded at some point. Yeah, it's 50, 100 in total, so we've almost got enough for that, which is something to consider. But where are we going to jump to next? Well, we can go 1, 2, 3 and there, or we could go 1, 2, 3 and there. 1, 2, you see that one? Okay, we're going to go to this one and make our way up, and depending on how close that gets, we'll be able to judge when to jump to the exit beacon. Okay, just going to skip that one. A lot of those things are pretty much the same each time. And out comes the drone. Be nice if we could make that drone target the shields. We haven't taken a scratch of damage yet. This is going quite well. We do need like a little bit more firepower soon, I think. At the moment the drone is taking down the shields, so let's just delay this guy for a second. Now target him on the shields, and a solar flare is imminent. That is going to be the first damage we'll probably take. And
You're considerably more well armed than I would have thought. We surrender.
we can accept that offer. I don't think we're going to accept the surrender. Oh, we didn't take any hull damage, and we can put out the fire like that. Awesome. Still haven't taken damage. I wonder how long that will last for. Probably not long. Sod's Law, the next fight, and I'll be taking some damage. Okay, the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Cool, can we jump? We can jump. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so a well-armed pirate ship approaches you.
Hand over one of your crew members and the rest of you can go free unharmed.
We must have read that one about like 5 or 6 times by now. We of course will never surrender our ship. Never in a million years. They have, let's just pause for a second, they have a drone. That could be bad if we don't get their weapons down quickly. Okay, and they've got a missile weapon, and this is probably going to hit us. Yes, first damage taken. What did I say? Sod's Law, the next fight. Fair enough. Okay, their weapons are ionized. Let's try and get rid of that drone as well. That thing is going to be pesky. Okay, now it's trying to escape. Let's put that on the helm. And then we've got to put it back on the weapons. And at the moment here, they're about to charge up their weapons. Their shields are coming back up. They could do some more damage to us, and they are offering a crew member. And I think we're going to accept that. Welcome aboard, Aki. Let's see, where are we going to put you? In the sensor room, of course, and then we'll save your position, and we will move on. But actually, maybe not. You know, if we had upgraded our shields before coming to this one... Oh no, it was a missile, but anyway, we can upgrade our shields, is what I'm trying to say. There we go, let's put power on that. And let's jump. Where are we going to go to? 1, 2, and 3, and we're out of here. This is going pretty well, isn't it? Well, nothing there. Let's go to the next one. Upon greeting... No. I'm reading this wrong. Upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship.
Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way.
We will reject their offer.
Too bad, you will regret this decision.
No, we won't. You will. And then up comes the drone. I think we got that right? Yes, we did. And it targeted the shields, that's great. So, it fired a laser weapon at us. 2 laser weapons. It was a good thing we upgraded that the shields there, otherwise we would have taken that damage. That is a terrible offer, really. Although the drone parts, you've got to keep an eye out for that, because I forget to buy them. We rely on the drones in the beginning. Maybe that'll be our strategy on this run, to try and use the drones a little bit more. And maybe one of the features from the Advanced Edition as well. But whenever they offer drone parts in a surrender, I've got to look out for that, because if ever you get like 5 or 4 of them, it's probably really worth accepting. 23 scrap for that. Don't think there's really much we can upgrade at the moment. We probably want to save it for the next shop, which is going to be in the next sector. And we're going to play the next sector, by the way. We're going to do 2 sectors per episode. That is the format I think is going to work best. So we spotted a rebel ship nearby, and it's refitted for transport rather than combat. Let's be evil and demand the surrender of their goods. It is just a rebel ship. Okay, it's trying to escape. So what are we going to target here? It's going to attack us. It's got a missile weapon. We don't want to take damage, so we will target the weapons first, and then we'll have to target the engine or the helm a moment later, and we missed. That is not good. How long till this thing can jump? What do you reckon? There we go. Now the engine. Shields are temporarily down. Okay, now they can't jump. Let's put that back on the weapons. See, their FTL is delayed, but for how long? This is going to be tricky. We're going to bounce back and forth between the weapons and the engine here, and the timing with the drone is just not working. We're going to have to wait a second. Okay, now fire. I think I screwed that up. Come on. Did that not change? There we go, finally. Right, I think we've got it timed right now, so let's target the weapons. And they've got a fire up the top there. They're not going anywhere soon, are they? In fact, their crew are taking a lot of damage. Well, this thing almost got away. In fact, the synchronization again's gone off. So I can't get it right now. I can't get the timing right. Let's just target... Oh, and now they've jumped. Brilliant. That was a bit of a waste of a fight. That didn't quite work out. Oh well, on to the next one. We can go to the NG or the civilian sector. Look at this. You can go through 4 civilian sectors. Do you know what? We always take this approach where we go down to the red ones so we can fight a lot. Why don't we actually just go the safer one? You know, this is the advanced edition. There's still fighting in these sectors, and who knows, something interesting might happen in them. So what we're going to do, we are going to go through as much of this nebula as we can, because that slows down the fleet. So if we jump in there, it looks like we'll be able to make our way around. Except, that does connect. I think we might be wise to just go up to this one. You know, I want to maximise the amount of beacons that we can visit, and they're kind of awkwardly placed, aren't they? Either way, we're jumping to this one first. And there's nothing here, and there's a store there, so we could go into the nebula, to the store, back out again. I think that's what we'll do. No need to overthink it. We need some fuel though, because we're down to 10. And there's nothing here. Brilliant. Our fuel is disappearing, and now we've got to spend our scrap on the fuel. So coming to this shop isn't the best, because we don't really have the money. Yeah, let's just see what it had to offer anyway. So we could get a drone if we had the money. There's probably nothing here I would have brought. There we go, let's get the fuel and get out of here. We'll also buy a drone part as well. They are really expensive, but we're relying on them a lot at the moment, so... Yeah, we don't have a lot of scrap, do we? It doesn't feel right at this point. Okay, so we can trade... That's an excellent trade. We will do that. Thank you. Let's go to the next one. Now, there's nothing at these jumps because we're in a civilian sector. I might have chosen the wrong path. Okay, so it's an automated rebel ship. It's also trying to get away, so let's just target that thing first of all, then bring out... Okay, it did something to us. It hacked our med bay. That's really no problem at the moment because they're not going to board us and fight or anything like that. This thing is going to be over before we know it. The engines are down, they can't jump, their helm's damaged, and we're keeping their weapons down as well. Now their hacking's done. Good stuff. Let's hope we get a lot of scrap from this one. That would be nice, because we're down to 10 at the moment. That doesn't feel right. Oh look, the synchronization again is... Okay, now fire. Can't get the timing right. There we go. Okay, weapons damaged. One more hit, and they're done. Cool, we got a boarding drone. We might have to use that. And a drone part. And some fuel. So this thing costs 3. We do have the energy to use that. Breaches through the enemy hull and wreaks havoc. We could give that a go. Okay, so where to next? We can go like this, but then we're going to run out of beacons. So I think we'd be wise... not even going back on ourselves makes too much sense. I don't like the path that I've chosen now. I think we're just going to have to go this way and back round or something. We'll figure it out as we go. Okay, you spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage your ship. Well, we need to fight. I hate doing this in games when they put the moral thing. Oh, wait a minute, it's a rebel ship. Never mind. I thought it was civilian for some reason. It's trying to get away. So remember what happened last time. Let's target their weapons and put this boarding drone We need a little bit more power. We can make that by taking the medbay offline. So let's use this boarding drone. And do we target it? I don't think we do. So this thing's gone. And it's hit the helm. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. Now I don't know what happens when we take this thing offline. But we can't really do anything. Let's find out. Let's learn. So we've taken it offline. It's still over there. We've brought on the drone to do some damage to its oxygen. Come on, do some damage to its shields or something really useful. These two things are out of sync again. Let's target the shields now. There we go, weapons are down. The helm's in bad shape. However, they can actually use that pretty quickly, so let's target their engine as well, keep that offline. Their shields are down. They might get away from us here. Oh no, we've hit their engine now. And there we go, it's done. Excellent, that worked out well. That used 2 drone parts though, remember, which is quite expensive. You could say that's like 8 scrap taken away because of the extra drone. But we also got a drone part back, so maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so where are we going to go now? We could go to this one, and then it's like a bit of a risky path back through some beacons we've already visited. I think if we go further out, we'll be running back, and so we should cut our losses and go back this way. So we've already been here. Let's just move to that one. And then we've got like 3 jumps left, which is alright. So you feel naked without the functioning sensors. You half expect a rebel ship to appear from behind a cloud at any moment, but none come. Okay, nothing here. And there's a store. That's actually not that great. I don't want a store at this point. I want to fight a ship. Okay, this is interesting. You find 2 heavily damaged ships floating nearby. The remains of a battle. That's why, yeah. You begin to harvest some usable debris when you hear the sounds of someone being beamed aboard, followed by the shouts of a boarding party. So we get ourselves some fuel and some missiles and scrap and a recharge booster. That's not the best augment, and there's intruders on board. Well, that looked really good at first, but now it doesn't. So let's power up. What are we at risk at here? I think we need our shields on, so let's take the weapons down and put our shields up. That looks healthy. And where are they on the ship? They are down the bottom here, so let's send all of our crew towards this part of the ship. Actually, we want to put that guy in there because he's a better fighter. So is it just 2? No, it's 4, and they're going to fight us in the med bay. Bad idea. Bad idea all around, because our med bay is going to heal all of our crew members, so this should be a nice and easy fight. 2 of them are taking a little bit of damage, but this is just a waiting game now. And we can jump as well. Let's get out of here. And let's go to the store, because there's not going to be any fighting or anything like that there, so we can get out of that danger area. And let's just come back to the shop in a minute. Let's finish fighting these guys first. Interesting, they send them into that room. Let's get you out of there quickly. Oh no, wait, that was their guys that were low on health. I was looking at the red bars. There we go, I think we're done. Cool, let's send everyone back to their positions. Well played. Let's see what the store has to offer. We do have a little bit of scrap here. Mind control. This is the one that I like, and we have just enough to buy it. And I think we should do that. I think we should buy it. Although a heavy laser, that would be a nice weapon to pick up at this point, you know, give us a little bit more firepower. But it costs more than 50, we've got to equip it as well. We could interchange it with the Iron Blast, but at this point I think you guys probably just want to see some of the Advanced Edition content, so we'll go with the Mind Control right there. And our crew is not healed up. They're healing up slowly. I don't think they heal while you're in the shop menu, so we could also buy some power, but we're not going to do that. Where's our power gone? We've got Iron Blast, then we've got 2 for the combat drone. Oh, it's come from the engine. Okay. Anyway, let's jump forward to the exit. This is actually going to be the last beacon we visit this episode. And what's here? Okay, you find a small space station that appears to be abandoned. Move in to examine the station. We will do that. The station is in disarray. You find a cloning bay partially intact, but nothing else seems to be functioning. We can scrap the machinery. And we get 16 scrap from that. That's not really that great, but that, I guess, is it for this episode. We're jumping into the next sector on the next one. Hopefully things will go well, but that is it for this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. It will always be appreciated. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.